Hey, what's going on, people? It's SGZ here from the SpartanGameZone, and in this video I'll be going over the best respawn enemies to farm during the Farming Frenzy Borderlands 3 event, but they're good to farm at any time. If you're not aware, the Farming Frenzy event kicked off yesterday, which improved the dedicated legendary and anointed drop rates of respawn enemies and bosses. But who should you farm first? I've gone ahead and grabbed 7 of the best respawn enemies, which are dedicated to dropping some really great stuff, and they were picked thanks to your reception of my guaranteed farm videos. If this video helped you out, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like. Also, let me know in the comments if there's anything else you'd like to see, and let's crack in. The first respawn enemy we'll look at is Dogg, who you can find in the Splinterlands at this point on the map. Dogg is dedicated to dropping not only the Hellwalker, but he also has an increased chance to drop the Redline. These are 2 powerful shotguns, and you'll find the Redline very useful on Moes, and the Hellwalker a good companion no matter who you play as. The Hellwalker is a Jacob's weapon that fires 1 shot per magazine, with a unique pellet spread and deals incendiary damage. The Redline on the other hand is manufactured by Dogg, must be charged before firing, and can drop in any element. Moving on now to Demo Skagen, who you can find in the droughts, chilling out around here. Demo Skagen is dedicated to dropping the Nighthawken, but you can also target Rackman if you'd like, as he is also dedicated to dropping it. But Demo Skagen is an easier farm, plus there's more of them. The Nighthawken is a high damage dull SMG that does cryo damage in the day and incendiary damage at night. It is perfect for freezing enemies and works well in cryozane builds. If it is night though, this weapon absolutely shreds, and it's just a great gun all round. Now to a good support farm, if you call crit swapping with an Unforgiven a support. For me, it's kind of a necessity on Mayhem 4 when farming big bosses. Speaking of big bosses, Indo Tyrant is the man you want to target to get an Unforgiven. He can be found in Floodmoor Basin, roaming around in this area. The Unforgiven, as mentioned before, is useful for crit swapping, which is the process of firing your main weapon and then swapping to the Unforgiven before those projectiles hit. If they hit your target's critical spot, the damage will be boosted by the Unforgiven while it's in your hand, which can be up to a whopping 432%. That's why Indo Tyrant shouldn't be missed when farming respawn enemies. Now on to Boorman Nate, who you can find in the Meridian outskirts, hanging out around here. Borderlands Nate drops the Cutsman, arguably the best weapon in the game. It comes in shock, corrosive, and incendiary, and you want a binary version of each if you really want to end the existence of all the enemies in the game. It fires a pair of slow-moving projectiles which slowly separate as they move forward, while maintaining a laser between them. This laser is deadly and will continue to pass through enemies until one of the projectiles hits a world surface. This means a single shot can damage multiple enemies and cause a lot of havoc. Because the projectiles are slow moving, it also works well when crit swapping with the aforementioned Unforgiven. Now it's time to get some shields on the list. The next person you'll want to target during the event while his spawn and drop rate has increased is Eros Enforcer, who you can find at this point on the map in Letra City. As many of you have said, Eros' spawn rate was trash, and I agree, so now's the time to farm him. But why? What does he drop? Well, Eros drops both the Rough Rider, a shield with no capacity that instead boosts max health, and the Recharger, my go-to shield that will instantly recharge once broken, although it does have a 20-second cooldown. The Rough Rider is great for proccing abilities that activate when your shields are down, and may still be involved in a damage boost glitch. The Recharger is great for keeping you alive, and is my #1 shield for survivability. So now that we've had some shields, let's dive into a relic. The Victory Rush relic to be precise, which has an increased chance to drop from Sloth, who you can find in Conrad's Hold at this point on the map. The Victory Rush relic is perfect for mobbing as you get a damage and movement speed boost of 18% after killing a badass. This effect lasts for 60 seconds, which is a long time and is often long enough to last until your next badass kill. Continually killing badasses will net you its constant buff and therefore makes it a great relic. The last respawn enemy that you should target is Unstoppable, that you can find in the Amber Mire at this point on the map. Unstoppable drops the Big Boom Blaster, which has decent stats, but the main thing about it is the boosters it drops. These boosters restore 60% of your shields, which is a lot, but it also returns a grenade and some heavy ammo too. This makes it not only good for survivability, but also good at supporting any splash damage or infinite grenade builds. So that about wraps it up for the 7 best rare spawn enemies to farm in Borderlands 3. I hope you enjoyed the video and it gave you a good insight on who you should target during the Farming Frenzy event. If it did, consider dropping a like or subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.